When we lose people we love, do we become stronger or weaker? Can sadness teach us lessons that happiness never could? If we know something bad will happen, should we try to stop it or should we accept it as part of life? These are not just questions about one family or one village. These are questions about how we face life when it becomes very hard. Sometimes the ocean brings us fish to eat and boats to travel, but sometimes the same ocean takes away the people we love the most. How do we live with something that brings us life but also brings us death? Can we be angry at the sea, or must we learn to live with its power? In the play called Riders to the Sea, an old woman named Maurya faces these very questions. She has lost many people to the sea, and now she must watch as her last son goes out into the dangerous waters. Hi everyone, this is Roni Datta from onlinefreenotes.com. Before we begin the discussion, if you are looking for questions and answers related to this story, check out the description or visit our website onlinefreenotes.com, where we provide solutions for different subjects of different classes across different boards in India. With that being said, let's jump into the story. The story happens on a small island near Ireland. In a small house made of stone, there lives an old woman called Maurya. She has two daughters named Kathleen and Nora. There is also a son named Bartley. Maurya has lost many men from her family to the sea. Her husband died in the waters. She had six sons, and four of them are already lost to the dangerous waves. The house has fishing nets on the walls and new white wooden boards standing against the wall. When the story starts, Kathleen is making bread. Nora comes to the door quietly with something hidden under her shawl. It is a bundle of clothes. Nora tells Kathleen that the young priest gave her these clothes. The priest said that some fishermen found these clothes on a man who had drowned far away in a place called Donegal. The priest wants them to look at the clothes. If the clothes belong to Michael, their brother who went missing 9 days ago, then it means Michael is dead. But if the clothes do not belong to Michael, then they should not tell their mother about them. The priest said their mother might die from too much crying if she hears about more death. Kathleen asks Nora if she talked to the priest about Bartley. Bartley wants to take some horses on a boat and go to sell them at a fair. But the sea is very rough and it is dangerous to travel. Nora says the priest will not stop Bartley from going. The priest believes that God will protect their mother and will not leave her with no sons at all. The two sisters want to open the bundle and see if the clothes belong to their brother Michael, but they are afraid their mother might wake up and see them. They decide to hide the clothes in a high place where their mother cannot find them. Soon Bartley comes home. He looks around the room and speaks in a sad, quiet voice. He asks for a piece of new rope. When Nora gives Bartley the rope, their mother tells him not to take it. She says they will need this rope if Michael's body is found. They will need it to lower Michael's body into the grave. Bartley starts working with the rope to make a halter. A halter is like a rope collar that goes around a horse's head so you can control the horse. He says this is the only boat that will go for 2 weeks and the fare will be good for selling horses. Maurya becomes upset. She says it will be terrible if Michael's body washes up on the shore and there is no man around to make a coffin for him. But Bartley has responsibilities. He tells his sisters they must watch the ship and collect seaweed. He knows that with only one man left to work, life will be very hard for the family. Maurya becomes very sad. She asks how she and her daughters will live when Bartley drowns like all the other men. Bartley gets his purse and tobacco. He tells them he will come back in 2, 3 or maybe 4 days if the wind is bad. Maurya turns around the fire and puts her shawl over her head. She is very upset. She asks if Bartley is such a hard and cruel man that he will not listen to his old mother who is trying to save him from the sea. Bartley picks up the halter and says he must go quickly. He will ride the red mare and grey pony will run behind him. He says, "The blessing of God on you," and leaves. But Maurya cries out as he goes through the door. She says he is gone now and they will never see him again. Kathleen becomes angry with her mother. She asks why Maurya did not give Bartley her blessings when he looked back at the door. Then Kathleen realizes something terrible. They forgot to give Bartley his piece of bread. He left without any food. Kathleen cuts off some bread and wraps it in a cloth. She tells Maurya to go down to the spring well and give Bartley this food when he passes by. She says if Maurya gives him the bread and says, "God speed you," then the dark, unlucky words will be broken. Maurya takes the bread and the walking stick that Michael brought from Connemara. She says something very sad. In the big world, old people leave things behind for their sons when they die. But on this land, it is the young man who leaves things behind for the old people. This shows how backward and tragic their life is. After Maurya leaves, the sister quickly takes down the bundle of cloth. When they open it, they find a piece of shirt and a stocking. They compare the shirt material with a piece of Michael's clothing. Then Nora picks up the stocking and starts counting the stitches. She begins to cry. She says these clothes definitely belong to Michael. She knows because she made this stocking herself. She put 60 stitches in it and she dropped 4 stitches by mistake. Kathleen counts the stitches and confirms that the number matches. Nora cries that it is so sad when nothing is left of a man who was a great rower and fisherman except a bit of an old shirt and a plain stocking. This shows how the sea takes everything from a person. They quickly hide the clothes when they hear their mother coming back. Maurya comes in very slowly. She still has the cloth with the bread in her hand, which means she did not give the bread to Bartley. She begins to keen softly. Keening is the sad singing sound that Irish women make when someone dies. When Kathleen asks if she saw Bartley, Maurya says she saw the most terrible thing anyone could see. Maurya explains that she went down to the spring well and said a prayer. Then Bartley came along, riding on the red mare with the grey pony behind him. She tried to say Godspeed you, to bless him, but something stopped the words in her throat. Then she looked up at the grey pony, and there was Michael sitting on it. He was wearing fine clothes and new shoes. This vision means that Michael's ghost came to take Bartley to the land of the dead. Maurya begins to tell the story of all the men she has lost. She says that she had a husband and 6 sons in the house. She names them one by one. There was Stephen and Sean, who were lost in the great wind. There was Seamus and his father, who were lost on a dark night. There was Patch, who drowned when his small boat turned over. As Maurya speaks, the girls hear someone crying by the seashore. The door opens softly and all women begin to come in. They cross themselves and kneel down. These women have come because they know that another death has happened. Nora looks outside and sees men carrying something with water dripping out of it. Kathleen asks the women if it is Bartley. One woman confirms that it is surely Bartley. Men carry in the body of Bartley on a wooden plank with a sail covering him. They place his body on the table. One woman explains that the grey pony knocked him into the sea and he was washed out where there is great surf on the white rocks. This confirms Maurya's supernatural vision. The grey pony that she saw carrying Michael's ghost was the same pony that caused Bartley's death. Maurya kneels down at the head of the table where Bartley's body lies. Everyone begins kneeling and showing respect to the dead. Maurya raises her hand and speaks as if she does not see all the people around her. She says they are all gone now, and there is nothing more the sea can do to her. She has lost everyone, so she has nothing left to fear. She will have no need now to be up crying and praying when the wind blows. She will not have to listen to the surf crashing and making noise. She asks for holy water and sprinkles it over Bartley. She drops Michael's clothes across Bartley's feet, honoring both of her dead sons together. In her last speech, Maurya finds peace in accepting what cannot be changed. She says Michael has a clean burial in the far north by God's grace. Bartley will have a fine coffin made out of the white boards. She asks what more they can want than that. She speaks the final wisdom of the play. No man at all can be living forever, and we must be satisfied. This means that death comes to everyone, and we must accept this truth. Maurya kneels down again, and the curtain falls. She has moved from fighting against fate to accepting it. The sea has taken everything from her, but it has also freed her from the fear of future loss. This shows us that sometimes the greatest peace comes not from getting what we want, but from accepting what we cannot change. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for such videos. Do check out onlinefinotes.com, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.